What vacation city do you regret visiting the most? You went there on vacation, and after you got done, you were like, I wasted money. I didn't have to go here. It was not what I expected. What city? Almighty Will C says Ohio. Not the state, Will. Fat Tony says Wichita. Vacation? There are some places you go on vacation, you go because there's family. There's a lot of those towns and cities across the country, heck, around the world, that you visit only because there's family there. That's the main reason you're going. You're not necessarily going for the sights and the sounds and the food, but because auntie, uncle, brother, sister, meemaw, peepaw, somebody is in there. That was me for years. Y'all, my college spring break was nothing nice. I shouldn't say that. Let me take that back. College spring break for me was very nice because I didn't have to spend money and I didn't have to pay for food. So it was all nice, but it was not what you would think because my college spring breaks were spent with cousins and or my grandmother down south. So there was no going to Daytona Beach or anything. Here are my here are my 4 spring breaks. Troy, Alabama. That was one. That was with my grandma. Spent it down there. But I was fine. She had cable. She had the NCAA tournament, and grandma cooked. And I was a freshman college student. That was fine. Sophomore and junior year, Mobile, Alabama, with my cousins. I had a cousin who was in the military. And he wasn't in the military anymore, but he just happened to settle in Mobile. Mobile, not quite Daytona, not quite Miami, but I had a place to stay. I had food. I was good. 4th year, Richmond, Virginia. Sexy. I know. My other cousin who lives in Virginia. They're like, come on down. Again, same thing. They had TV. They had the NCAA basketball tournament on. I had enough food to eat. I was good. So nothing sexy. So I don't necessarily regret those. As a college student, it is what it is. But there are some places you go where there's family and you go to see them and you're there for like a week and you're thinking to yourself, okay, when can I go home? That's the places you're thinking about. Nice High Square says New Jersey. Don't hate me. And yep, Ohio for sure. Taps. Nope. Agree. Any place in Ohio. I grew up there. Uncle Dandy. Fresno. You went to Fresno on vacation? Poor Uncle Dandy. I had to spend a summer Fresno adjacent, essentially, because my mother, after I graduated from high school, she took a job in Visalia, California, which is about 30 minutes or 30 miles outside of Fresno, something like that. One or the other. Not too far from Fresno, but it's like 30 minutes, I think. So I was Fresno adjacent for a full summer. That was hot. Almighty Will C regrets Chicago. Interesting. Okay, a lot of people like Chicago, but Almighty Will C says no Chicago. Taps, Ohio has more astronauts than any other state, meaning we will leave the planet to get out of the state. Sando Carl, I won't even go to Fresno or Bakersfield. Thumbs down. Yeah, I don't need to ever go to Fresno or Bakersfield again. I'm sorry. I just don't. I've done it. It's been almost 30 years since I did, but I don't need to. I don't have to. Uncle Dandy, I thought all of California was paradise. Yeah, wrong. Don't get me wrong. There are some nice spots in the Central Valley. I'm not going to totally poo-poo it, but you got it. It's a certain kind of attitude, certain kind of yeah. So be careful. Pimo, been to Visalia for the Knights of Columbus convention. At least it was just a convention, not a full-on vacation. Almighty Will C. My dad's from Richmond. Richmond was fine. It just, look, if I was going to spend spring break, knowing what I know now, it would have been better to like go to Norfolk for spring break, right? Because you're near Virginia Beach. You can go to the beach. There ain't no beach near Richmond. It would have been better doing that. But again, freebies, the hospitality of my cousins, I do not poo-poo that at all. Not at all. So here's the top 10 list according to Americans who have traveled. The top 10 list of places they regret going, which I've been to every place except for one of these. And I don't regret going to any of these places. Number 10, Paris. 9, Honolulu. 8, San Francisco. 7, London. 6, Mexico City. Top 5. Number 5, Cancun. We just got back from Cancun. No regrets. Orlando, number 4. Miami's number 3. Top 2 places that American tourists regret going to. Top 2 cities. Number 2, New York. Anybody care to guess number 1? You've heard the list. What's the number 1 city that American travelers regretted going to? They either won't go back or they say they need a do-over. Pimo nailed it. Vegas. Pimo got it. Vegas was number 1. Several people said LA. LA did not make the top 10. Good for us. Nice I Swear says, I'm with all those places. All fun to me. The only one I haven't been to is Mexico City. And leave it to Snarky Mac, we might be in Mexico City in September for a Jamiroquai concert. Stay tuned. Possibly. But yeah, those are the top 10 cities people regret going to. They say that Vegas is, quote, the perfect storm for a vacation meltdown, end quote. Because of all the lights, all the people, all the temptation. And if you go with friends, that makes it worse because a certain percentage of these travelers in this survey said that their travel companions ruined the trip. So whether that's a husband or wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, or friends, the travel companion ruined the trip. Also, the amount of money spent to go on these vacations. Now, interestingly enough, half of all major vacation regrets happened in our 20s, according to the survey. When you didn't really know how to travel, or you traveled with the wrong person, or you spent way too much money, or you got way too drunk or something. As you mature, those travel regrets kind of go away a little bit. But that's the case. So Vegas, number 1 on the list of travel regrets. Not for me, for most Americans.